Tick, Tick, Boom is a 2021 American biographical musical comedy drama film directed by Lin-Manuel Miranda in his feature directorial debut. Written by Stephen Levinson, who also serves as an executive producer, it is based on the stage musical of the same name by Jonathan Larson, a semi-autobiographical story about Larson writing a musical to enter into the theater industry. The film stars Andrew Garfield as Larson, alongside Robin DeJesus, Alexandra Shipp, Joshua Henry, Judith Light, and Vanessa Hudgens. Tick, Tick, Boom had its world premiere at the AFI Fest on November 10, 2021, and began a limited theatrical release 2 days later, before streaming on Netflix on November 19. The film received positive reviews for Garfield's performance and Miranda's direction. It was named one of the best films of 2021 by the American Film Institute, and was nominated for Best Motion Picture, Musical or Comedy at the 79th Golden Globe Awards, and Best Picture at the 27th Critics' Choice Awards. For his performance, Garfield earned numerous awards, including the Golden Globe Award for Best Actor Motion Picture Musical or Comedy, as well as a nomination for the Academy Award for Best Actor. Early years. Larson was born in Mt. Vernon, New York to Nanette and Alan Larson of White Plains, New York, on February 4, 1960. His family was Jewish. His grandfather, Bernard Isaac Lazarson, who was born in Russia, changed the family surname from Lazarson. At an early age, Larson played the trumpet and tuba, sang in his school's choir, and took piano lessons. His early musical influences and his favorite rock musicians included Elton John, The Doors, The Who, and Billy Joel, as well as the classic composers of musical theater, especially Stephen Sondheim. He also loved Pete Townsend, The Police, Prince, Liz Phair, and the Beatles. Larson attended White Plains High School, where he was also involved in acting, performing in lead roles in various productions, graduating in 1978. He had a sister, Julie. Larson attended Adelphi University in Garden City, New York, with a 4-year scholarship as an acting major, in addition to performing in numerous plays and musical theater, graduating in 1982 with a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree. Larson stopped acting to focus on compositions. During his college years, he began music composition, composing music first for small student productions called cabarets and later the score to a musical entitled The Book of Good Love, written by the department head, Jacques Burdick, who was also Larson's college mentor. As a student at Adelphi University, Larson co-wrote Sacrimera Linerity, a Brechtian-themed cabaret musical and his first musical, with David Glenn Armstrong. It was first staged at Adelphi University in the winter of 1981. After Larson and Armstrong graduated in 1982, they renamed it Saved, an immoral musical on the moral majority. It played a 4-week showcase run at Rusty's Storefront Blitz, a small theater on 42nd Street in New York, Manhattan, and won both authors a writing award from ASCAP. After graduating, Larson participated in a summer stock theater program at the Barn Theater in Augusta, Michigan, as a piano player, which resulted in his earning an equity card for membership in the Actors Equity Association. Works: I Superbia/I. None. I Tick, Tick, Boom/I. None. I Rent/I. None. Death. Larson died at his home in the early morning of January 25, 1996, 10 days before his 36th birthday, the day of the first off-Broadway preview performance of Rent. An autopsy determined Larson died from an aortic dissection. His body was found on the kitchen floor by his roommate at 3 a.m. Larson had been suffering severe chest pains, dizziness, and shortness of breath for several days before his death, but doctors at Cabrini Medical Center and St. Vincent's Hospital could not find signs of an aortic dissection even after conducting a chest X-ray and electrocardiogram, so his condition was misdiagnosed as influenza or stress. A court found that Larson was misdiagnosed at both hospitals and a medical malpractice lawsuit was settled for an undisclosed amount. New York State medical investigators concluded that Larson may have lived if the aortic dissection had been properly diagnosed and treated with cardiac surgery. It has been speculated that Larson had undiagnosed Marfan syndrome, a claim promoted by the National Marfan Foundation at the urging of the New York State Health Department. Legacy. Rent played on Broadway at the Nederlander Theatre from its debut in April 1996 until September 7, 2008. It is the 11th longest-running show in Broadway history. In addition, it has toured throughout the United States, Canada, Brazil, Japan, United Kingdom, Australia, China, Singapore, Philippines, Mexico, Germany, Poland, and throughout Europe, as well as in other locations. A film version of Rent was released in 2005. After his death, Larson's family and friends started the Jonathan Larson Performing Arts Foundation to provide monetary grants to artists, especially musical theater composers and writers, to support their creative work. The Jonathan Larson grants are now administered by the American Theater Wing, thanks to an endowment funded by the foundation and the Larson family. In December 2003, Larson's work was given to the Library of Congress. The collection includes numerous musicals, revues, cabarets, pop songs, dance, and video projects both produced and unproduced. Less than 3 years after Rent closed on Broadway, the show was revived off-Broadway at Stage 1 of New World Stages just outside the theater district. The show was directed by Michael Grief, who had directed the original productions. The show began previews on July 14, 2011, and opened August 11, 2011. From October 9 to 14, 2018, Feinstein/54 Below presented the Jonathan Larson Project, a concert of several previously unheard songs by Larson. The show was conceived and directed by Jennifer Ashley Tepper. It starred George Salazar, Lauren Marcus, Andy Mentis, Krista Rodriguez, and Nick Blameyer. A CD of the show was released by Ghostlight Records in April 2019. Jonathan is portrayed by actor Andrew Garfield in the biographical musical drama Tick, Tick, Boom, which was released on the streaming service Netflix on November 19, 2021. The film received generally positive reviews from critics, with high praise for director Lin-Manuel Miranda's direction in his directorial debut, score, and musical sequences, and Garfield's performance garnering universal acclaim. It was named one of the best films of 2021 by the American Film Institute, and was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Actor, Golden Globe Award for Best Motion Picture Musical or Comedy and Golden Globe Award for Best Actor Motion Picture Musical or Comedy at the 79th Golden Globe Awards, with Garfield winning the latter. Jonathan Larson Grants. In memory of Larson, in 1996, the Larson family along with the Jonathan Larson Performing Arts Foundation established an award honoring emerging musical theater writers and composers. In 2008, the American Theater Wing adopted and continued on the legacy through the Jonathan Larson Grants, an unrestricted cash gift to aid in the creative endeavors of the writers and promote their work. Notable winners of the grant include Dave Malloy, Lawrence O'Keefe, Nell Benjamin, Amanda Green, Joe Iconis, Pasek, and Paul, Shana Taub and Michael R. Jackson.